Hi, welcome to my video. Today I'm going to show you how to do rules in Outlook emails. Now, before I proceed on showing you how to do rules, I just want to give a little briefing on the setup that I have on this computer. On this computer, I have two Outlook accounts representing two people. Here in the blue Outlook window, I have the trainer's account, and over here in my browser, using the color red, uh, this is the student Outlook account. So the student and the trainer are going to send email to each other as I demonstrate the features that I'm going to show in this video or subsequent videos. So in this video, I'm going to talk about rules. Now, what are rules? Rules are basically some actions that you want to automatically do to a message, to an email message, as they arrive or as they are sent. So it's important to note that you can apply these rules to messages as they arrive or as they are sent. Some people misunderstood or rather misunderstand that actions can only be done to messages as they arrive. That is, however, not true. You can also do action rules to messages as they are sent as well. But as an example, let's basically take a look at some actions that you can do when a message arrives. Rules can be found in the home menu of your Outlook window, and somewhere to the right hand side you will see a button that says rules. So that's where the rules feature is found. Now what we're going to do here, when we create rules, you have to do three important things. You have to identify the message that you want the action done on. For example, if the message comes from the boss, for example, or if the message contains the word important in the subject line, for example. So you need to define how to identify the message that you want the actions to be done on. Secondly, you need to basically define what you want to do with it. Do you want to straight away delete it, or do you want to file it in some folder, or do you want to label it with some category colors? So those are the actions. And thirdly, you have to define if there are any exceptions to the rule. Okay, for example, if the message comes from the boss, I want to file it in the boss folder, except if the word important appears in the subject line. Then I don't want to file it in the boss folder, for example. Those are exceptions. If there are no exceptions, then in the exception screen, you just leave it blank. So as an example, this is what we're going to do. We are going to do something to a message as it arrives. If the word important appears in the subject line, I will categorize it as green. So this is how you define the rules. Click on Home in your Outlook window. Click on the Rules command. Now, click on Manage Rules and Alerts. You might notice that there is something here called Create Rule, but you can do whatever Create Rule has on this menu item as well. Manage Rules and Alerts. So I will just use Manage Rules and Alert. Click on that. This is the Rules and Alerts dialog box. Let me just zoom in. Click on the button that says New Rule, and a dialog box called the Rules Wizard will appear. Now again, you can also take note that whatever you see up here, you can also do it using these two menu items. So what I'm trying to say here is that all you need are these two menu items. So these other items here are taken out for you for your convenience. But you can just use these two menu items to achieve whatever all these things can do as well. So I'm just gonna click on Apply Rule on Messages I Receive as they arrive. So as you select whatever you see on the top screen over here, it will appear on the bottom half of the screen. Apply rule on messages I receive. Basically, it's reflecting what you've just done. Apply this rule after the message arrives. If I select this over here, it says after I send the messages I send. So the bottom half of the screen will reflect whatever that you have chosen on top. So that's the first thing that you need to do. I want to apply the rule to the messages that I receive. Click on next. On the next screen, define or configure how would you identify that message. So for my case, it's basically the word important appears in the subject line. So that's the second option over here, with specific words in the subject. So as I choose that option, it will reflect what I choose over here with specific words in the subject. And you have to specify the exact configuration using the blue link over here. So click on the blue link and specify that I want to apply this rule on messages with the word important. So type in the word important in the subject line and click add and click OK. So there you go. And you can choose more than one actions if you want. But I'm just gonna do one action for this example. Click next. This is the part where you define what you want to do with it. What do you want to do with the message? So I am going to categorize it, assign it to a certain category. So that will be reflected over here. Click on the blue link to specify the exact configuration. So it will be the green category. Click OK. So there you go. So that's the next thing that I need to specify, what you want to do to the message. Click next. And the last one is, are there any exceptions? Except perhaps if it's from a certain person. But in this case, I'm going to assume that there are no exceptions. Any messages that arrive with the word important in the subject line will be assigned to the green category. So I'm just going to leave these options unchecked. Click next. Okay, give a name to the rule. All right. So what shall we call it? We shall call it important with green. Any name that you like, as long as you are able to identify and make sense of the name. Done. Click finish. All right, and click OK. Click OK. So you will return to your Outlook window in a while. Let me just zoom out. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to send a message to this person over here, which is trainer 1, without the word important, and see what happens. So this is the other person, which is student 1. New message to trainer, subject line, for example, take your time. Return the file when you are done with it. No hurry. So, student 1. So I'm going to send a message now. There you go. Just wait for a while. So there you go, student 1. Take your time. I'm going to zoom in. Take your time. Okay. Now, as you can see from this message that just came in, you will see that no green appears anywhere in the message, meaning that it's not been categorized under any colored categorization. So I'm going to send another message from student 1, but this time I'm going to put the word important within the subject uh, line. Student 1 email again, new message. All right, to trainer, subject line, very important announcement. All personnel are to stay in during lunch hour for 10 minutes. Student 1. So the word important is in the subject line. Now I'm going to send this. Right? Done sending. Go back to the first user. Okay, so there you are. Very important. Now, as you can see over here, let me just zoom in the screen. As you can see over here, the green label or the green category has been applied to this message when the message came in. So the rule that we created earlier has worked. So rules are not restricted to just categorizing a message as they come in. You can do other actions like maybe file it in a certain folder, or certain things you just want to straight away delete it, or some other actions that you can see from the list in the rules dialog box earlier on. So that's it, folks. That's how you do rules to your email messages. If you like this video, give a thumbs up to this video and drop some comments in the comments section. Also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so, and hit the notification icon so that you'll be alerted of any new videos that I'm going to add on to the channel in time to come.